djop. What up, my man? SP the Ghost Poobs extravaganza. Let's go, my niggas. I spit pain where the mic is, how life is, and come through on the night shift. I know long days, I know wrong ways. Try to forget about it, blowing on strong haze. Comes back to me when a certain song plays. Catch a vibe when the piano or horn plays. Hit the laptop, Poobs to pull a beat up. Sitting and roll a weed up. My niggas still dripping, flipping, going to re-up. Still red, throwing rocks at the pen. All the shit for tricking them senoritas. Brag to your man and how you doing better, but can't help him out. Now you catch a two when you knew it's lever. Bought a coupe and they said you was
What's going on, everybody? My name is Poobs. I rep D Block. Producer, engineer, A&R, video director, record executive. Anything you can name that has anything to do with being creative, I do it, I've done it, and continue to do it well.
Where did you get your name from?
Poobs. My dad gave me that name. It's pretty much that name came with me just like my real name. So that's what they always called me in the crib. From the crib, I got an older brother, and he used to he had his friends, you know, teasing me and calling me Poobs, and then, you know, I started running around outside when I was like 4 or 5 years old. So you know, the neighborhood started calling me Poobs, and then, you know, kindergarten started calling me Poobs, and then every other grade started calling me Poobs. My teachers called me Poobs. So there's people who've known me my whole life, don't know my real name.
What was the first piece of equipment you bought?
The first piece of equipment I bought, or that I worked on, I never bought no equipment. I've never had a piece of equipment. I somehow was just, I always had music in my head, and you know, I was a broke little kid in the hood, so I ended up meeting a couple of dudes on different parts of town who had equipment. So I would go to their crib, and I'd hum them shit, and I'd tell them, like, you know what I'm saying, like, yo, play this, play that, and I'd hum them. I'd tell them what instruments I was hearing, and I'd hum it out, and then they'd play it, and then from there, they would just start, you know, they just started, yo, like, you know, just do it yourself, my nigga, you got it, so just do it. So then I just sat down, and I just started just taking what I had in my head and just putting it out, and trying to get it out as best I could until I mastered that shit. But honestly, I never bought no equipment, because from there, I just started, you know what I'm saying, working in studios, and then from me working in the studio just saw, like, you know, like this kid is talented, let him rock out, and they would just leave, you know, let me rock in the studios, whatever studio I was in. So I would just bang out as much material as I could there, and that was it, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't until, actually, like, I guess the first piece of equipment that I got was, I got Logic on my laptop like a couple months ago. That was like the first shit I ever did, got it on my laptop a few months ago, and I've been fucking around with that shit, but for the most part, it's me going all over, rocking out in other people's studios and other places, and just doing the shit like that. But it's like what's the name? It's like I'm the nicest in 2K you ever met in your life. I never had a PlayStation or an Xbox or nothing. I bust NBA niggas' asses. I bust anybody's ass in 2K in any year since they ever came out. I never owned the equipment. It's just for whatever reason I'm able to just pick shit up quick and just, you know what I'm saying, just play. You know what I'm saying, no matter what it is. Like, I never owned bongos or nothing, but you know what I'm saying, if you give me a pair of bongos, I'll play. It doesn't matter what it is, any kind of instrument or equipment. Even if I've never touched it, just leave me alone with it for a minute and we'll be friends.
When you were on the come up, who was the producer you looked up to?
That was on?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, you know, my favorite producer that when I was coming up that was already in the industry would like it would be like Dr. Dre, Premier, Pete Rock, you know what I'm saying, Alchemist, you know what I'm saying, like there was definitely those are just a couple I guess, but when I was coming up, like as much as I liked them, um, like my like the two dudes who was kind of letting me rock with them and fuck with them was DJ Shock, that you know what I'm saying, like my brother, and PK, you know what I'm saying. PK is like an uncle, you know what I'm saying. So like they just blessed me by seeing this little kid who they saw had like you know what I'm saying a little dream of doing shit, and they had the equipment that they was fortunate enough to have from doing what they did, and you know what I'm saying, and allowed me to rock. But it was like hearing their sound and hearing them do it and seeing them do it is what really let me know that I could do it, and what really gave me the inspiration to do it, because it was right in front of me, you know what I'm saying. And that was a blessing, because you know what I'm saying, because as a kid you pretty much gravitate to the shit that you see. Like if you're a kid in a city, a state, a neighborhood, and the only people that you've seen come out of that neighborhood were boxers, then you might try to be a boxer. You know what I'm saying? But if they were actors, you might try to be an actor. For me, you know what I'm saying, I had two music producers who happened to be around me, and at the time, like I used to, like everybody else in hip hop, you know what I'm saying, I wrote my raps and I thought I was the illest little nigga out, and you know what I'm saying, they would have me come through and I'd fuck around and they get on their beats and shit like that. But like for me, it wasn't so much that I wanted to be an MC or a rapper. It was I just knew I was gonna somehow be in this entertainment field, whether it be one way or the other. Like they was either gonna let me in the front door, I was gonna get in the back, but I was gonna get in. So besides doing like my writing my songs or whatever, I would really pay attention to how to make beats and what they was doing, and like you know what I'm saying, from playing it to sampling it to just to the recording of it, you know what I'm saying, the mixing of it, and just every single aspect of it just really intrigued me. So whenever I would hear music, especially back then, I was, you know what I'm saying, I'd break down the lyrics like everybody, but then I'd really break down the beat too, and I'd break down the mix and where everything was and where, you know what I'm saying, and so like the music just was really just a big part of just who I was coming up, and it really helped me get through a lot of shit. Like music was my more than liquor or more than weed. Liquor was my drug. I mean, music was my drug. You know what I'm saying? Like music was my shit I had to have with me all the time, and like what I was really just always focused on and always had in my mind. Like you know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? Like to be that. I guess obsessed would be a good word, because I'm heavy OCD, you know what I'm saying. So to be that obsessed with the music, and then to have it within arm's reach to where I can go here and fuck with it, and if he wasn't there, then I can go to the other side of the block and fuck with it over here, just gave me enough access to it to where I was just like, you know what, I'm really gonna make this happen one way or another, you know what I'm saying. And then because I love so much of it, it didn't put me in one lane to where I just want to be a writer, or I just want to be a producer, or I just want to be an engineer. It would just put me in the studio and let me play. You know what I'm saying? Like the studio is basically like my field. It's like my court. You know what I'm saying? And I can play. I'm like Magic or LeBron. Like I'm gonna play different positions. I can play point. I can play the 2. I can play the 3. I'll guard your big man. I'll play. I'm just put me on the court and let me play, and we gonna win. You know what I'm saying? But like it's just that's just always how I pretty much pictured it, and that's how it's always just been in my head. It's just as long as I'm on the field, we gonna win. You know what I'm saying? So as long as I'm in the studio, I don't have to be in any particular role. I don't have to be sitting in this chair to engineering. I don't have to be behind there. I don't have to be banging out the beat. As long as I'm in the room, everything's gonna get done and get done well. You know what I mean? Like everybody's gonna be on their job, and I'm gonna make sure the team win.
Who was the first artist you made a beat for?
The first artist I made a beat for
Industry.
was Styles P.
Who are some artists that you produce for?
Uh, I mean, I pretty much, I don't really work with too many outside people. You know what I'm saying? I pretty much just stick to family. So, you know what I'm saying? Like besides SP, who I said, he gave me my first shot. He, you know what I'm saying? That's like my big bro. He's always been somebody who's just really supported me in the music, and and been able to open doors and provide me with certain opportunities. You know what I'm saying? I'm always be 1,000,000% grateful for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and but besides just the home team of D Block, the only other people that I've really worked with are Smoke Dizza. I think Smoke is ill. He's a dope MC. Corey Guns. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with him. That's my nephew. You know what I'm saying? I love that kid. You know what I'm saying? He's also super ill, crazy talented. You know what I'm saying? Like his bars is up. Like I fuck with the boy, and you know what I'm saying? Like I fuck with a lot of the young kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I fuck with the kid Drew. You know what I'm saying? Your old Drew. I think he's nice. You know what I'm saying? Like I fuck with him heavy. I just finished doing some shit with him. Nino Man and Dave Beast, I fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? Like my shit is really the youth. You know what I'm saying? Like in some way, shape, or form, I pretty much, whether it be through production, engineering, A&Ring, or you know what I'm saying, through one way or another, I've had the chance to kind of work with almost everybody that I wanted to work with in some capacity. So I'm grateful for that. But but like right now, like my shit is really just to work on the kids that's coming up and this whole new generation of hip hop that's evolving and coming into the game, and you know what I'm saying, and even though I see a lot of people saying that hip hop is like, you know what I'm saying, it isn't what it used to be, I actually like it. I think there's a lot of nice kids right now. I think the lyrically kids now are actually a lot better than they were before, because they're just smarter. Like you can hear it in the lyrics that they're smarter. The only thing to me is that they're lacking a lot of the depth. You know what I'm saying? They're not a lot of. It's like the words that they're rhyming are more complex, but the actual impact of what they're saying and what they're actually talking about isn't. You know what I'm saying? So like, so it's weird, but that's kind of like how I feel. But at the same time, there are a good group of individuals right now. Ever since J. Cole and Kendrick came out, there's been like a renaissance of lyrics. You know what I'm saying? And kids are actually stepping up their lyrics. You know what I'm saying? And doing that. I mean, we still have you know what I'm saying? There's still a big deal of dumbed down music too for the clubs and shit like that. But I mean, the beauty about hip hop is that it's not one thing. It's not monolithic. It's spread out into such a diverse spectrum that there's layers to hip hop. Like you can pretty much find, no matter what type of vibe you're on, there's music for that in hip hop. You just have to, you know what I'm saying, you just have to find it and look for it and catch it. Because, you know what I'm saying, if you just listen to the radio, then they're always just going to give you, you know what I'm saying, that poppy shit.
What is the biggest record you produced?
I don't know. You'd have to tell me. I don't know. To me, they're all the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, after the song is recorded, I never listen to it again. Like once it's done, I'm on to the next. I don't pay attention to, like, my whole shit is how I feel about it in the studio. Like, do I feel it was a good record? Like, do I feel it was a good record? And as long as I felt it was a good record, then I don't care what anybody says or how anybody feels. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not looking for a number. I'm not looking for a response. I'm not looking for anything. I just, as long as me and whoever made that record really feel that we put our hearts and souls into that record, you know what I'm saying? Like we put ourselves into that record, then it's a success. And I put it out, and that's it. Like I don't. Anything it does after that would be somebody telling me that it was dope, or it did, or somebody telling me it did this or it did that. Besides that, I'll never know. I'm never checking for it. I'm unless I happen to pass by or somebody just happens to play it, I'll never hear it again.
How do you feel about sampling?
Sampling is an art form. Sampling is hip hop. Sampling, what makes hip hop to me so beautiful has a large part to do with sampling, because with hip hop is the only form of music that I know of that makes its music from every other form of music. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say I can hear a country record and make it hip hop. I can hear Beethoven and make it hip hop. I can hear anybody. I can hear Janis Joplin. I can make it hip hop. I can hear a gospel song. I can make it hip hop. There is no form of music that I can't make into this music, and because it takes on so many other cultures and so many other genres of music and makes it ours, it makes it's to me, it's what makes it to me the best, because there's no limit. You know what I'm saying? Like I can sit here and play it, and it's hip hop. I can like I said, I can take something from anywhere. I can take a sound from anywhere, and I can make it hip hop. And I don't know any other style or type of music that really embraces every other form of music. Because like, and the crazy part about it is, as in this hip hop culture that we live in, we embrace so many forms of music that don't embrace us. You know what I'm saying? That push us away. But we don't push, and we don't tell anybody like, oh, that's not music, or that's not that. We take everything and we make it ours. And to me, that's just special.
How do you feel about producers using computer programs versus using an MPC?
It's the evolution of the world. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. You know what I'm saying? Me having a problem with that would be like me saying you using the MPC, so you're not a musician because you're not playing live drums. You know what I'm saying? It's just a natural process. It's a natural evolution of life. You know what I'm saying? And just in life in general, you either get with technology or you get left behind. So and music is no different. You know, you're either going to evolve with the technology or you're going to get left behind. You know what I mean? So to me, it just is what it is. You know, if you're progressive and you're going to move forward, then you'll move with the technology. And because you know of what came before that technology, you know what I'm saying, you can still incorporate aspects of what you're used to and what you do into that, but to just totally ignore it would be retarded.
If you could put any 3 rappers on one of your beats, alive or passed away, who would it be, and who would you put on the hook?
So that's 4 people, 3 rappers, and if somebody on the hook, so it's 4 people. 3 rappers to get on the song. I guess past or present, huh? Damn, that's a lot of people. Damn, I'm glad I got this blood, because I couldn't think about this without it. Past, if I had to take one person for the past to put up on the record, it would be Pop. You know what I'm saying? I've always been a big Pac fan. Pac might not have been the most lyrical if lyrical to you is using a bunch of syllables in a sentence. You know what I'm saying? Like some people mistake lyrical for you can rhyme big words. You know what I'm saying? And although I guess that's an aspect of it, being able to, you know what I'm saying, rap multiple syllables and shit like that, the content of what you say in between those words has to matter. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people just saying nothing and then just happen to rap it with a big word at the end. It's like, to me, that's not really lyrical, but for some people it is. You know what I mean? So, but But I would definitely have Pac because he would definitely have something to say on there. Yeah. See, it's hard because of the week we're in. See, just to give everybody that's listening a little perspective, Prince just died the other day. So if I could, you know what I'm saying, if I could get any three artists from any time to get on the record, like I'm gonna hurt y'all feelings because I'm not even gonna mention nobody in hip hop. It would be like Prince, Stevie Wonder, James Brown, and Michael Jackson on the hook. You know what I'm saying? That would probably be my four, but to keep it hip hop, I guess let me see a dope something. Give me Kendrick Lamar, Tupac, Nas, and the Leo on the hook.
And with that being said, Poobs, thank you for your time.
Nah, no doubt. Good looking, OP. I appreciate you for having me on this. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I could be here. I'm glad you even thought of me because I'm the man next to the man next to the man. People don't see me too much, so you know what I'm saying. Salute to all of y'all. It's your man Poobs.
djo.p.